Recently, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has released their latest trailer, and the theme of it being Master versus Apprentice, basically going through a variety of different instances within the series where people have had a Master versus Apprentice dynamic. But little do people know, there are some hidden details that we can take from this regarding the future of what we can expect for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But hey, if you guys are hyped for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, make sure you guys leave a like down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that notification bell if you guys want to be updated with anything Dragon Ball Sparking Zero related. And let me know what you guys think about all of these thoughts and speculations down in the comment section below. So for starters, I do want to warn everybody now and give a massive disclaimer that none of the news that I'm about to present here is confirmed by any corporation regarding Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. All of the details that I'm about to give is just speculation that we can draw from the recent trailers that have been dropped from Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But diving deep into the first instance that we see a Master and Apprentice dynamic within the latest trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we do see Piccolo and Gohan, and while the moves that they are displaying throughout these scenes here are just moves that are featured within the actual gameplay of the game, the actual audio, when you listen to it, may or may not be giving a deeper message that we could take note of for what the game actually has to offer. So if you guys listen to the audio clips here for Kid Gohan and Piccolo, it actually refers not to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but to Budokai Tenkaichi 2, considering that Budokai Tenkaichi 2 covered more of the story mode that we didn't necessarily get to see much of in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That being said, it is already confirmed in terms of the character roster that we do have all of the characters needed to perform a story mode within the Saiyan Saga portion of the story. If you look at the character roster within itself, we do have Vegeta, Scouter, Nappa, Kid Gohan, Piccolo, Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Goku. We have everybody that would be needed for a Saiyan Saga story mode to happen. To my knowledge, that is the only sort of speculation that we can give to any sort of story mode that could come out. But if we are talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and how this is a reflection on the Budokai Tenkaichi series, it is very likely that they are going to be incorporating a story mode within this game. And the Saiyan Saga more or less being confirmed with these audio clips and with the amount of characters that we do have confirmed for the roster, it is safe to assume that we will be getting a Saiyan Saga story mode within this game. And it would be a little bit weird if they do a Saiyan Saga story mode within the game and they don't cover the other arcs like the Frieza Saga, the Cell Saga, and the Majin Buu Saga. If the early Dragon Ball Z part is confirmed, then I would assume that same thing for all of Z in terms of OG Dragon Ball, some of the movies, some what-if stories, and some of the Dragon Ball Super stories. I am not too sure about that. I can't give you full confirmation on that. With this next section here with Master Roshi, Krillin, and Yamcha, there isn't much that we can really take from it. I would assume if there is any speculation we could take from it is that we will be incorporating OG Dragon Ball, since Master Roshi did indeed train Krillin and Yamcha during OG Dragon Ball. If they're incorporating this sort of dynamic within the game, then they are linking it to OG Dragon Ball, but I wouldn't bet too much money on that. If there's anything that I can present to you with that sort of speculation that'll give you a little bit more confidence, it's this tweet by DBSHype. Shout out to him. I'll leave a link to him down in the description below. But he does state within this tweet that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will include the biggest anime roster in the history of all Dragon Ball games that we have ever had, and within the history of anime games in its entirety, starting from OG Dragon Ball all the way up to Dragon Ball Daima, which includes Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. So I don't think there's any reason as to why we should doubt his word on it. He has been historically accurate when it comes to predicting and giving news and updates for the future of DLCs when it came to Dragon Ball games. The latest DLC for the End of Z Goku story is a perfect example of that. I know people look at the end of the roster and think that it's only going to be 164 characters. I don't think so. I think we are looking at a roster that is going to extend far deeper than just 164 characters. Then moving on to the Videl versus Gohan portion of the story. This is a dynamic that was taking place when Gohan was teaching Videl how to fly. And if you hear and listen to the audio clip of Gohan when he's first introduced, he says, "Be honest, do you think that was believable?" I can play that clip for you right now.
Be honest, was that believable?
Now, the only reason as to why Gohan would say something like this is because during this time, Gohan is not trying to show off his full power to Videl. He is just trying to give off and passively give off some sort of instances that he's strong, but you know, he's not as strong as she may think, because he is still suppressing the fact that he is this quote-unquote golden fighter that everyone is speculating him to be. Obviously, by this time, Videl already knows that he's the Great Saiyan Man, but the only thing Gohan signed up for during this instance is to teach her how to fly. He didn't sign up for anything deeper than that. He didn't sign up to teach her more of basic key control and sensing people's energy. He just signed up to teach her how to fly. That being said, taking from that audio clip, it is probably more or less incorporating that we will get this portion of the story mode within the Buu Saga where Gohan is training Videl. While I do think Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to be covering a story mode, I am not entirely sure how much of the story mode it's going to be covering. I'm not sure if it's going to be covering every little aspect of the story mode like it was doing in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, or if it's going to take little its and bits of the story to cover the main portions of the story to cover like it did in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. But if the Buu Saga is confirmed for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, regardless of how much they cover for the story mode, this does include that we will get a Gotenks, a Goten, a Trunks, and more of a variety of different costumes when it comes to the characters. Then Beerus and Whis being introduced. If this would confirm anything regarding the story mode, it would probably just confirm the Battle of Gods portion of the story. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. We do also have every character to confirm that portion of the story, with the exception of like a Goten and Trunks. Not to say that they make any sort of big impact to the portion of the story, but the two main things that we would take from that portion of the story is that Goku Super Saiyan God fights Beerus, and that is what we do have. Now to the final portion of the reveal for the trailer, where we have future Gohan and future Trunks finally revealed. If there's any two things that we could take from this portion of the trailer, it's this idea that we are going to be getting costume designs. If you guys look towards the end of the trailer, not only is Videl not shown in two character slots, one with her long hair and one with her short hair like it was revealed within the trailer, but that same thing is also said for Android 17 and 18. So Android 17's outfit, as you can clearly see, is his outfit that he has within the Dragon Ball Super portion of the story, and there isn't a second character slot regarding the other costume that he has that is within the future portion of the timeline. So that being said, with Android 17 and Android 18 along with Videl, it is more than likely that we will be getting different costume designs for the characters that we see within the roster. There is also this line that future Gohan says that is really interesting, and I'll play the audio clip for you right now.
Whoever you are, I'm not letting you ruin what's left of our future.
He says, whoever you are, I am not letting you ruin what's left of our future. Now, if you are thinking about it, there is no way Gohan would have known the separation within timelines, because he unfortunately died to the androids before he could have a basic idea on the separation between timelines. The only two people that knew about that during the time the androids appeared was future Trunks and future Bulma. So I would be speculating this to be a what if portion of the story that we would be getting for future Gohan. I've seen a lot of people speculate that this is going to be a Goku Black and a future Gohan reveal, considering that Goku Black is the only other enemy, with the exception of Fat Buu, that we see being shown within the future timeline. But the setting of the stage that we can take from this background could also lead to a secret reveal to Goku Black. I mean, if you picture the setting that we do have for the time the androids was trying to take over the world, it was a different sort of setting compared to Goku Black, where the entire atmosphere and the entire sky was completely green, and that wasn't necessarily the same case when the androids were attacking the Earth. We even see how the setting is properly displayed with the androids, with the future Gohan portion and the future Trunks portion of the story within Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So could this setting and could this map secretly reveal a Zamasu and a Goku Black? We're gonna have to wait and find out. But that's all I have for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about all of these thoughts and speculations down in the comment section below. Let me know the characters you guys want to see the most in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and even let me know the characters that you guys are the most hyped to play for the next Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, and as always, thank you so much for watching.